I want to talk about how Hollywood and jail are one and the same. I seen some of Jaguar Wright's interview on Piers Morgan's show, and she started going in, the Diddy accusers, everything that's going on in Hollywood right now. She talked about Jay-Z, Beyonce, people more famous than Diddy that are on these tapes. And it's like they have their own little winter wonderland, their own playground in Hollywood where everybody's trying to stay on the up and up, but you have to follow certain rules. And I don't know if you can cleanly get out. Sometimes the only way out is when you pass away. And then, they have handlers, that kind of tell you what you can say, what you can't say, what you can put on X, used to be called Twitter, and what you can't put on there. You see people put things on their Instagram or X, and then they'll take it right down. I always wondered, is it their PR people, their handlers saying, giving them a call, hey, I saw what you put up there, you might need to take that down. People have certain business engagements, certain contracts they have to keep, and so they really don't have any type of freedom of speech, even if that exists anymore or not, even outside of the industry. So that's why I'm saying Hollywood and jail are one and the same. You listen to the things Jaguar has been talking about, and some say it could be conspiracy, some believe it, some don't. Where she's getting more exposure now, and Piers Morgan is the first mainstream platform she's been on off of YouTube. But I think she's managed to get that interview because you have P. Diddy in custody right now, and the potential for other people to get in trouble as well. They say they have 120 new accusers. And so things she's been saying for years, her and Gene Deal, you seeing that being played out in the news, and how it connects politicians possibly and so many others who've been at these parties. Now the mainstream is there trying to listen to it. Now whether they believe her or not, that's anyone's guess. Sometimes they let you on these platforms when you're trying to tell the truth, to try and make you look silly in the court of public opinion. But, with the feds having a case, I'm sure Jaguar feels confident no matter how they're trying to make her look. As more information comes out, the other people who are probably doubting, I guess, what evidence, or just can't believe that all of this stuff goes down, freak offs or whatever you want to call it in Hollywood, is true. You have no reason but to actually pay attention to Gene Deal and Jaguar. And then I know I've heard people throw out the arguments, and Gene and Jaguar, why are you just now waiting now? I don't know. Maybe they were scared, kind of like victims, who wait years later. They might have been scared. Are there people that's just coming for money grabs? That's possible too. We've seen that. And then you see people, younger victims at a younger age, the children. You got parents that's willing to sell their children out to Hollywood for the fame, for the money. Parents don't even want to be famous, I don't think. They just want the money that comes with it. So everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie and having to play the Hollywood game. But once you get in the industry, it's almost, like I said, a prison. Because there's certain rules you have to follow. You can't really move like you want to move. Certain things you probably have to show up for. The money is good, but you're giving up so much. So it's hard to be clean if you want to level up in the industry. I heard Black Dot say on YouTube that fame is the devil's vibration. So keep that in mind for people who want to be famous There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to be careful with how famous you want to be or what they're trying to get you to do to become famous. Everybody's path to fame can be different based on the direction or who they're going through to get it. And when Black Dot talks about fame being the devil's vibration, you may have to lose yourself in order to get to where you think you need to be. And so that's never good if you want to vibrate that low just for some attention. But a lot of people want to go that route. And I look at those people. You have the 85%, the knuckle draggers, those that stay asleep. You try and wake them up or put them onto some conspiracy theories, but they just don't want to believe certain things. They go off of what they've been told. They really don't believe that their favorite celebrity may not be who they want them to be. And the knuckle draggers, they aren't stupid people. They just dragging their feet on things. They slow to the finish line. They pay taxes. They have master's degrees. They have doctorates, bachelors. They're educated. They don't break the law. But since they're the general public and they're the masses, that 85%, you have that 85% that are what they say deaf, dumb, and blind. Then you have the 5%, which then you can throw in there as politicians, the industry, Hollywood, that are controlling the 85%, which allows what they do to continue to go on, their system, if you want to give it a name. And then you have the other 5%, so this makes it 100, who are the teachers, who are trying to wake the masses up. So you have the 5%, the gatekeepers, and then the other 5%, the teachers, trying to convert the 85%, because in order to a smaller portion to control a majority portion, you have to have participation from that majority portion, which is the 85%. So long as the 85%, the knuckle draggers, continue to not want to wake up, then that 5% that's running things at the top, the powers that be, or the opposition, as Isis Wisdom calls them, things continue to stay the same, even if you vote. And so the other 5%, who are the teachers, understand that. And so it's a constant battle to try and convert that 85% over into their 5%. So you have less than 85% that's deaf, dumb, and blind. And so it's a battle. But right now you have the 5% who understand what's going on and want to keep things that way because that allows them to stay in power. Politicians, celebrities, they're winning the 85%. The 85% want to be comfortable. Why? They're stressed out. A lot of them aren't making the type of money they want. Some of them, are not where they want to be in life. Some of them like being distracted. Some of them just want to be entertained. And so they have a lot going on with themselves, and then just going along to get along actually makes them feel, comfortable. And a lot of them are ready to sell out as well if they were to have someone buy what they were selling. Problem is, for the 85%, the majority of them are not going to have anyone buy what they're selling because they're just selling the same thing that they see what might get them fame, selling sex, down to do drugs, whatever the case may be, to get on. And even if they get put in a project, it won't lead to a long career where they'll be able to make plenty of money and have wealth. But the industry will make some type of change off of them and then pass them along. And you got some 85%ers, as I'll call them, that are okay with that. But this whole mindset has to change. I mean, you see the things Jaguar is saying is going on, and it's people hearing that and may not believe it, but you have those who do believe it but are still willing to take a chance because they feel, hey, that's not going to happen to me, or I can get in the industry and not have to bend over backwards. And that may be possible, and then that's going to have the industry put you in a slot where you can't move up, but that's fine. You'll still make a decent enough amount of money. I don't know if it's what the amount you coming in for or trying to get in for, but we really need to convert that 85%. Don't even need the whole 85%, just a decent amount of them. And it's tough because 85%, when I'm saying that, that's the majority of the population, majority of the humans out here. And they more concerned about what the Chicago Bears are going to do, the Super Bowl halftime show, vacation, and the next vehicle they want, or where they want to live. The whole, keeping up with the Joneses. And Hollywood likes that, because Hollywood has all of the Joneses there, everything they want you to strive for, go after, bet your life on. But then you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? I don't think it is. And the teachers, that other 5%, I've seen some of them get frustrated because they aren't able to wake people up. I don't know if you can wake people up. You just put the information out here and let the 85% fall where they may. It's hard trying to get someone away from wanting to be in that industry lifestyle. We've seen people be in movies. We've seen people when they're partying, they on yachts, at the Grammys, at the Oscars, at the Emmys, BET Awards, Country Music Awards, American Music Awards, the after parties, the red carpet, the homes they live in, private jets, nannies, butlers, it's a whole vibe. And it's hard trying to get people to see that there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just what's coming behind it, which makes Hollywood also a jail. And you see that with what, like I said, Gene Deal and Jaguar have been saying. And then you see a lot of celebrities being quiet as well. Some trying to get out in front of it. Corey Holcomb said that they're going to have to. If you're on tape at one of Diddy's parties, you probably need to try and get out in front of it. I'm hearing one of the lawyers that's on the case, his last name is Busby, Busby. He's saying he's dropping more information in 30 days, so a lot more is going to come out. The whole Diddy situation, or Hollywood in general, is a distraction only if you let it be. And to the 85%, they do let it be a distraction to them because they want to get away from the lives that they have right now. So many people don't like what they do to pay bills and will rather do something strange to pay bills versus what they're doing now and still give up themselves. And I think, I know that sounds backwards, but the way things are set up, they feel that it's worth it because they just, like, it's not enough money being made in a year for them to do what they need to do, especially if they're parents as well. And so now you have children depending on you. And so, so much also, you got to tie the money part into it as well, not just the whole fame part. Because money, money being a motivator, it keeps the 85% wanting to go along with that 5% who is controlling everything and want to keep things as they are. You know, if money is your God, then what are you not willing to do? Not what are you willing to do, what are you not willing to do when money is your God? You take out any $1 bill or $20 bill, it says, "In God we trust." And so the other 5%, the teachers who are trying to shift the mindset, which they call the paradigm, it's tough because bills and stress, all of that gets held over the 85%'s head. And they're saying, "Hey, look, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I don't have an emergency fund. Hollywood looks good right now. How can I get in? I need something, just a piece of the pie." So they're willing to be in jail, the Hollywood jail, and having handlers and people telling them, "Hey, don't say that. You can't appear with this person," because there's a certain image to keep up. And then having people all in your business as a person who has quote unquote fame, that's like a prison. And they're willing to go that route just because, everything centers around money, capitalist society, right? And so, unfortunately, it's that way. There's no balance, though. There's nothing wrong with money. Just stop chasing fame. There's a way to do this and have integrity. I know it's tough, and we got to watch the decisions we make and live below our means as well. Don't try and keep up with anything. Don't try and fit in. I don't belong to any group. Once you pledge yourself into groups, and then now you got a certain set of rules. Hollywood is a group. Sororities and fraternities, those are all groups. And so whatever you pledge yourself into, Masons, whatever the case may be, you have to deal with the consequences of that. And they have certain things that can't be said. So a lot of things are like jail. Hollywood is just the biggest jail. The boule, you can go into that. The gatekeepers. But as people, the 85% are very fascinated by that. And I understand they're tired of struggling or just making it. And Hollywood feeds off of that. But, I heard something where they says, never offer the devil a ride, because the devil doesn't know when to get out. So keep that in mind too. That will turn into the most nightmarish ride of your life, just for letting the wrong person in or the wrong people in. And so I wouldn't throw what Jaguar and Gene Deal are saying out the window. Definitely keep it all in mind. We're seeing these Fed cases play out. Not just with Diddy. You see Eric Adams, Tiffany Henyard in Dalton, Illinois. She hasn't been indicted. Feds have her under investigation. But those are the top 3 names so far as far as who the feds are looking at. I don't know when Tiffany's indictment is coming. They still probably gathering evidence for the Dalton, Illinois mayor. But New York City Mayor Eric Adams and Puff Daddy, those indictments are in. And now we just wait for the trials. But there's so much fallout. You got CEOs stepping down ever since Puff Daddy was arrested. People leaving their positions. Kevin Lyles stepped down. The rapper Eve just sold her music catalog for between $25 and $50 million. She's a list she's on the list, not the first one, of music artists that have sold their catalog. Tina Turner did for 80 million before she passed away. So I wonder what's that about. Nelly sold his, he got 50 million. A lot of people trying to get out. And these are Hollywood people. But I don't know if you can get out of Hollywood. Like I said, Hollywood and jail are one and the same. So, there's probably things that they know, but they still have to keep quiet. But they just trying to, cover all of their bases. Sell my catalog, take that money, I guess, invest it somewhere else. Just because of where things are headed. I think there's more to come. Hollywood is a very big jail. And you'll probably now start to see more quiet celebrities say some things. I heard a rumor about Steve Harvey. Perez Hilton put it out there saying that he's being suspended from TV, so you may not see Steve. And so much of this is probably tied to the P. Diddy allegations. Documentary coming out about Chris Brown. He's not the only one featured in it, but they're using him as the face of it, about domestic abuse. I mean, all of this can be looked at as a fallout from P. Diddy being accused. Chris Brown used to be at the Diddy parties. And then this whole year, a lot of celebrity deaths as well. Recently we had Dikembe Mutombo, Pete Rose, John Amos from Good Times. John Ashton from Beverly Hills Cop. He played Taggart. A lot of celebrity deaths. Is like it's famous people dying every month. The strike is over. They averted that. That didn't take too long. It's a tentative deal. They still got to confirm it. We'll see what happens. But then Iran has attacked Israel. I'm sure Israel will fire back. I don't know where this war is going to get us. Could it start World War III? Maybe. There's so much going on in 2024. And then some believe it started at the top of the year in January with Cat Williams on Club Shay Shay revealing information. But then I've heard others like Zaza Ali say on YouTube that no, she believes it all started in 2020. 2020 set everything off. What happened in 2020 January? Pro Bowl, week before the Super Bowl. Kobe Bryant and 8 other people, 9 total, including his daughter Gigi, lose their lives in a helicopter crash. That's 2020. And so this whole 4-year span has been a whirlwind. In 2024, it's just been even more of a reveal. But then you still have people, despite everything they're seeing, still want the fame, still want to chase that, still want in on Hollywood to the highest levels, to where now you have to lose yourself. And that again is what Black Dot calls the devil's vibration, because now you're not you anymore. And that's that 85%, the knuckle draggers, that's slow to the finish line, slow to see what's actually happening. And even when they see it, you still got certain ones that want to be a part of it. Now, why is that? You've seen how everybody is getting down, and you're still willing to give yourself to it. Where is that coming from? Maybe it's childhood. Hollywood loves to prey on broken people. Those are the ones that they can get to really compromise themselves in a negative way, quick, fast, in a hurry. Whereas those that are coming from a more positive upbringing and have better judgment, and they're not hurting for anything, they're able to play a different deck of cards. They have a different hand that they can play. But Hollywood, the industry, they know what they're doing in terms of getting people into their jail. And I know people want to get in the industry being creative. You want to express yourself. I'm expressing myself now by making these YouTube videos. But I'm not compromising myself in the same breath. I'm just giving my thoughts on things unbiased. I don't have any handlers. No one can tell me to take something down off of social media. Whatever it is that I put up, I stand on it. And then we go from there. I'm open to discussion, debate, whatever the case may be. But we have to get out of this chasing fame. Because there's so many people doing it. People who've never even been in the industry are still chasing Hollywood. They're police officers, they're accountants, they're teachers, they work in construction, they work in IT, they work in real estate, they work at Walmart. They're lawyers, all chasing fame. Pastors chasing fame. What is it about fame? When I tell you that Hollywood is in jail are one and the same, why is it that people still want in? Why is it that people still want in? Even people who seem to be doing all right financially, the 99% as they call us, the 1% is the Puff Daddies and the Jay-Z's and the Eddie Murphys. That's the 1%. And that 1% has, in the United States, has more money than the 99%, which includes me combined. The 99% can put together all of our money and still not have as much as that 1%. And so the 99 still want in to that 1%. Well, should I say 85% of that 99? Remember, 85, 10, and 5. That 10% are the people that's still in control, Hollywood politicians. They know things are not as they should be, but they still continue to keep things going because that keeps them where they're at. I think I said 85, 5, and 5 earlier. No, that math was wrong. It's 85, 10, and 5. The 85% are deaf, dumb, and blind. Those are your knuckle draggers. The 10% are the powers that be, and then that want to keep things as they are, the system. Then the 5% are the teachers. They've also been called poor righteous teachers. They're trying to wake people up. And so the 10% and the 5% are trying to win over the 85%. If you can get a decent amount of the 85%, then you can push what you need to push, your agenda, change things. The 10% has the 85 right now, because the 10% have all of the fancy things, money to make life easier, to help out with your children. And so the 85% is able to be swayed by the devil. That's, again, like Black Dot said, fame's vibration. The devil is fame's vibration. Well, fame is the devil's vibration. And that's a very low vibration if you want to go that route. And so, and then they target the children as well. Parents, the 85% and the 5%, you have to really protect your kids spiritually. The industry, Hollywood, comes after them because Hollywood is a system, it's a cycle, and it has to keep youth coming in as older industry people, pass away. You see John Amos from Good Times, 84. He's in the industry. And so now we have to get, the next ones in. 14, 15, people come into the industry, very young. And some people are scared of that because of, what minors have been exposed to once they get into the industry. Talk to Justin Bieber about that. Talk to Usher. So it's one big prison playground, Hollywood can be, or is. Now, as people who are in the industry and they've taken their slot and they haven't compromised themselves, Maya, and so they're where they want to be, and they're making money. They've made money. Now they're not on these top lists making multi-millions, what they may be worth, 800 million, 900 million, but they weren't willing to play those type of games in order to get that type of fame. That's a different type of vibration that they just did not want. And I understand that, because so much comes with it. You can still make your money and just put in the work and not chase the fame. I know the fame allows you to get to it quicker. Certain deals that you make, it's like light side and dark side. The dark side is quicker, easier, it's more seductive, it's more attractive. Whereas the light side is stronger than the dark side, but it takes some more time. You have to be more precise, have to be more patient, and keep putting in the work. And so these are all things to keep in mind. Hollywood and jail are one and the same. And don't forget that. And if you know someone out there that's wants to make it in the industry, they want to do comedy, whatever the case may be, give them a warning in terms of what that may come with. And you can do it, but be careful what deals, what contracts they may try and get you to sign. You don't want to give up yourself to become something that they want you to be. Stay yourself at all times, because that'll all shine through. It'll come through. The public will see it eventually. Don't be bought and paid for. That way you don't have to cover your tracks, things like that. Don't have to worry about the feds, FBI, anything like that. There's all of this indictments, investigations that comes from people chasing the fame. That's low vibration, low frequency. You can still be known for positive reasons, and through that you become famous, but it has a different vibe to it when you get fame that way. Not from people starting to gossip about you, try and hang you in the media. That's what comes when you chasing fame for the wrong reasons or desperate reasons, and Hollywood likes that. Then they put you right into their jail. So, yeah, that's just something I needed to say after seeing jaguarwright on Piers Morgan. I know more is going to come out. And, all of this stuff runs hand in hand. Hollywood, politics, the 85%. Because it's the 85% that's actually paying the money, going to the concerts, spending the money to keep the 10%, in the positions that they're in, voting in those particular politicians. Everything's an ecosystem here. One hand touches the other, so it's nothing is separate. But we have to break this cycle, break the system, and get the 10% out of power or rearranged. Something has to give. The 5%, the teachers are trying, but we have to be able to win over some of that 85%, the ones that's dragging their hands and feet on actually wanting to see what's actually going on out here and separating the real from the fake, and this celebrity worship and living vicariously through famous people, because their lives aren't where they want them to be yet, and so they go through someone who's already financially established, who they see in movies, who they see on magazine covers, and they say, okay, my life not where I want it to be, but at least I can dream and hopefully one day get to where this person is, or just 1/3 of it. And that's what chasing fame does. The devil's vibration. Fame is the devil's vibration. I'm co-signing that from what Black Dot said. That's who I heard it from. And we have to vibrate higher than that. It shouldn't just be all about fame and attention. Unless you like the devil and you want to vibrate on that lower frequency. And a lot of people do. So, that's a scary thought, a scary feeling. But we have to do better. Everything's being put out in the open now. Everything's being revealed. And if you don't do better, then your karma will come. It's good karma and bad karma, though. So don't just we always think of karma as something negative. No, you can get good karma as well. Just vibrate higher. So if you thinking about you're a creative person out there and you want to get into Hollywood, let me know in the comments. Tell me why in the comments you want to get in there. It's not necessarily wrong, like I said, to want to be there, but just be careful in the doors you're going into. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the industry, Hollywood. Do you think it's a prison? Do you want to be a part of Hollywood? Do you want the fame? Have you been in the industry already and actually had a record deal? Let me know in the comments. Put your experiences down there. You might be able to help someone else who sees this video. Like, share, and subscribe as always. The channel is Facts or Feelings, all one word, no spaces. You put that in the YouTube search, Facts or Feelings, one word, no spaces, and my channel will come right up. Share this video. Again, like, share, and subscribe. And vibrate higher. I'm out.